What is up, guys? Welcome back to the MLG Winter Championships. It is time to witness Rain going up against Live, waiting for the players to be ready. I'm JP McDaniel.
And I'm Rob Simpson, and we are about to see what could potentially be a very long TBT.
Yeah, and we're headed to MLG Shakuris Plateau, which means that it could be a very long TBT because more than not, this map seems to be split. And as Sundance comes into camera, you know, he's trying to distract us right now, but he's not going to. So we're focused on Alive here.
That's right, we are.
This is a super important game for Alive here because if he wins this 2-0, it forces the tiebreaker with parting.
And I guess it comes down to map score. I didn't take a look at that. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Man, if you at home were ready to do the Fusion Core dance a lot, this could be the series to do it. Now spawning in on the lower left corner of the map from Team Fnatic, Alive. He'll be playing as the Red Terran, and his teammate and opponent for the match also from Team Fnatic, because that's what teammate means, Rain.
All right, so don't be fooled. Because of you pros is Rain's ID. I don't get it. I don't understand it, but it's okay, guys. So one nice thing here, Rob, players spawned on the both south part of this map.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean? What could that mean? What makes that so nice?
Because they can't split it directly. There's going to be conflict eventually here. Basically, if it was here and it was here, you'd see this wouldn't be so easy to take early on.
Well,
so
yeah, you've got like 4 easy bases.
Yeah. So we'll see how this really unfolds. And I mean, historically, Rain has been the player to cause very long, very epic matches. Of course, Boxer versus Rain.
Good word, epic. Epic was a great word to describe that.
Yeah. Because I mean, Boxer versus Rain, regardless of how long it was, like an hour, 20 minutes. I think it was actually myself and no, that was Day 9, and I casted TLO Boxer, which was even longer. But Day 9 and we casted this. It was like an hour and 10 minutes long, and it was probably one of the most famous GIFs, I think, to come out of an MLG besides Don't Worry, That's Halo. And it was just an insane, insane game. So we might be in store for some crazy, crazy stuff. Now, one thing, you know, it's kind of crazy if you think about it, because these two are teammates, right? And we'll see right here that we're going to see a one-rack expand coming out of
Rain,
out of Rain, and Alive's actually going for a factory opening here, possibly going for, he only is on one refinery, so he'll be going for some Hellions. But you got two teammates here, and if Rain actually beats Alive and screws up the potential tiebreaker for first, I would be a little bit upset at my teammate, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't ask him, hey, throw the game, but there's a lot more here for Alive than Rain.
I don't know. Do we talk about morals and stuff here? Because
I think you kind of have to.
Dude, because there's just, it's tricky, right? It's always been tricky in any game that's like 1v1, right? Because you have so much power over the outcome of any match.
Right.
But I'm hoping that they're just both going to play to see who's better, right? They must play together at least a little bit, hopefully practicing one another from time to time. And I actually really like team battles, because this is where you see like a lot of innovation, because when you know somebody else so well, you know exactly where their flaws are.
Yeah.
And so if you can just play around that and just do a strategy that you never do in practice,
right,
you can have some fun games.
So it looks like Alive's going to go for a cloakless Banshee, probably going to be expanding off this very, very soon. And we'll see if he falls back into mech from that. Typically, that's what you do. Rain is going for a very bio-heavy play here, so definitely some different paths to open with in this TBT for both of these players. And let's see over here, as the starport has begun with the Banshee and a reactor coming down on that factory. We'll most likely see these two things switch, and he might just go straight into Hellion drops after that for some more harassment.
And that's what it's going to be about, because I think that overall, I mean, if you had to pick a better player, which one would it be? Like if you had to pick one of them. Okay, so that means that if Alive makes the game last as long as possible, in theory, over time, you should just win, because that's more chances for your opponent to make mistakes.
Sure.
And more chances for you to just get in and pick him apart and pull him to pieces. So that's why he's going to be going for a Banshee or harassment style play, or anything with drops could potentially just end up weighing the odds in his favor a little bit. And now, I mean, we'll see exactly how good Alive's, yes, Banshee micro. Oh, man, taking actually quite a few hits there. Surprisingly enough, Rain turned around, and I actually think that if he just did, man, that is unfortunate for Alive.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscontrol there with that Banshee, getting a little bit too courageous and following right in line with those Marines. So, all right, he's actually getting stim, and he's going, I guess he's going to go for this kind of middle-of-the-road tank Marine play as
the 1-1-1-1-1-1.
Something like that, yeah, something like that. And Alive's already transferring over the SCVs, and Rain already has his expansion up and running. Getting, well, he has not started any upgrades just yet, but with this factory, definitely going to be getting some medevacs up, and currently supply blocked, or was for just a second there. Combat shield finished, and probably going to be starting stim in just a couple seconds.
And he's starting a missile turret around his base, so he's getting a little bit worried about that. Adding on a reactor over there, we can see Alive is just also building things at his base. I guess there's, I don't know, there's so many ways for playing against your teammates to go, because sometimes you just don't want to beat the other person. So it can cause you to, like, be in an awkward spot.
Right.
Even when you are ahead, you might not get in for the killing blow as quickly as you may generally.
Now,
but Alive is, or excuse me, Rain is not afraid of that.
Yeah. Actually, you know, earlier next to us over here in the community caster section, we had Marine King go 5-0 with his group, Rob.
Yep.
On fire. But hold that thought, guys, as we have Rain going in here and getting some shots onto Alive's army. And, you know, he doesn't have all that much. The bunker just now being started here. This attack is still coming forward, but Stim is about to finish here for Alive. He does have a handful of Marines. He could just simply pull SCVs, and that's exactly what we see. He will be able to stay alive from this attack.
Yeah, now Combat Shield could have played a very crucial role in that engagement had the engagement happened just a few seconds sooner, but clearly it did not. Also, Rain's not going to be comfortable moving in there when he doesn't have a medevac of his own and doesn't have Stim complete. He's also waiting on +1 also, so I think that was kind of just like a feeler push, and if there had been a huge window of opportunity, he could have exploited it, but there was no hole in the front.
And looks like a drop did occur in the main, but it did not really do all that much as the medevac, I think, just got shot by these Marines and headed back to town. Here in the middle of the map, once again, we have Rain moving out, and Alive does have some Scouter Marines out here, but they're going to get cleaned up. And right now in this match, both players are basically getting to the same army composition, but just, of course, completely different openings with the Banshee without Cloak for Alive, and then Rain going for this straight up kind of heavy bio play.
Yeah, man, Rain loves his infantry. He loves his infantry so much, and he's going to be backing them up with tanks as well. Siege Tech is just about wrapped up. He's also adding on another engineering base. He's going to continue his upgrades. Oh boy, let's see how this transition goes. If one of them is actually able to deal enough damage in the following exchange, it could get nitty gritty. Rain opting to go and take his third.
Yeah, and here's that command center that you just referenced. We see the army coming down. What will he be getting with that? Most likely the upgraded vehicle weapons instead of the ship weapons, but we will wait and see. He could just start popping out some Thors, and maybe a little bit of a confrontation here. The bigger army size is going in favor of Alive, but that siege tank is going to be in siege mode. I'm not sure if Alive has seen it yet.
Marines. That's far too many Marines, and now he's moving in here. He's going to be able to take down that siege tank practically uncontested.
Yeah, and I mean, now he's got the center of the map, and you know, with the sensor tower going up, and with the armory and the way that the map's kind of being split right now, I'm getting a little bit fearful that this is going to be an extremely long game, Rob.
We'll see. Maybe if he's able to do something with this almost drop that was moving across the bottom of the map, or maybe that's a Banshee. Nope, just a Viking. Seeing what's available. Not too worried about getting that much aggression off just yet. Oh, but it's looking like Alive is looking to make something happen. He's got a pretty significant-ish did have a significant-ish supply lead.
Uh-oh,
Right now,
not good
wow.
a big volley going off on that Bioforce there. But at the same time, some Marines have snuck around as well as this drop ship. So Alive is basically setting up for position here in the center of the map as these Marines get cut off by Alive. But that drop could still come into play now as he's looking to take his third base. And the tanks are getting set up. A big scan coming down. There's only one tank siege right now. This could be huge as he gets into siege mode. And here we go, Rob. The two forces stemming forward and Alive stemming forward and getting a big shot onto that tank. Right now he does have the tank advantage in this match.
Oh, now that was a clutch play. He could have stayed there and used his Marines to finish off the siege tank, but he knew that the next volley of siege fire was going to come in anyway, so he was able to just pull out his Marines before the siege tank in the back had its attack reloaded. Oh man, and the Marines are going to be able to stim in. They're getting in there onto the siege tanks, but it just may have sieged in time enough for Alive to wipe out Rain's forces. And now we see Alive with a sizable force, and he actually currently has air dominance as well with that Viking, so he can just slowly push up the ramp.
Yeah, this is very, very common with these
Elevator.
matchups. Yeah, if you can hit your opponent's production facilities in this match, you can really just pull so far ahead. And with these tanks siege down on the low ground, he can really start to shell the hell out of these Marines. But this one tank is proving very, very difficult. It goes down, but that means that there's only one medevac left. Two more tanks coming into position here. As he loads up, he's dropping into the main. This factory is about to fall here. He cancels the C-Tech and tries to save the factory. Needs to get some SCVs to repair it, though. Here they come, but Alive is getting set up. This is not looking good right now for FnaticRain.
Oh yeah, and Alive is just staying aggressive in there. All of the SCVs that were in there for the repair fall down, but now the tanks on the low ground are able to provide support to the high ground, but the SCVs are in as a kill squad down there on the ramp. Of course, they are not able to finish off those tanks all by themselves. And Rain has been pushed back into his base.
Yeah, the supply differential is about half now, 121 to 66.
Manor
Mule being dropped for Alive, a friendly little gesture here between these two teammates, and basically Rain is dead at this point. It's just a matter of time as slowly but surely Alive will inch forward and forward into his main and just continue to be such an annoyance to this production facility here. A huge amount of SCVs repairing on that factory. Good game, says Rain. Game one going to FnaticAlive, and that means he is one game away from tying Parting in Pool D.
That was, well, I guess overall an unexpected outcome.
Yeah.
I mean, it seemed like it was going to be neck and neck-ish, and then we saw Rain go for a bit of a push.
Right.
Alive just stopped it and had too much stuff.
Yeah.
And also we saw Alive went for a much more varied play, right? He went for the Banshee first. He got a Viking out, so he had air dominance. And when it comes to a siege tank play, if you have air dominance in a TBT, you're probably going to be able to pick off the other players. There were some missteps by Rain as well out there in the field.
Absolutely. So guys, the next map will be in Toon Valley, but first we got to go to a quick commercial break. We'll see you guys on the other side of this commercial with Game 2 between Alive and Rain.